Hi everyone, this is your Uranus Retrograde reading, so you should probably come back and listen to it throughout the retrograde, which will be happening through January 2020. So, yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure to choose with your intuition, really breathe before you choose. Breathe with your eyes closed, really deep. Get that fresh energy back, and then choose your pile, okay? So, preface, Uranus is the ultimate eccentric surprise bringer. you never know what's going to happen with Uranus, and it's going retrograde. So, think of this as extra unexpected. And I'm also feeling a lot of internal unexpected realizations, which always manifests outwardly, so think both. So 1, we've got Elizabeth and the Lion, integration, rescuer, the shadow attribute, and then the sunshine, yellow dragon. So let's just move these a little bit here. Okay, first of all, the big lesson for you is being a leader and helping others, including animals, okay? Queen Elizabeth, the leader. Sunshine, yellow dragon, helping animals. Helps you to help animals. Without expecting them to do anything for you in return. Now, I'm not saying you're necessarily like this. I have a feeling that the people who raised you are kind of like this. The shadow attribute of the rescuer assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. It's kind of like that codependent, they don't want you to leave them. Or, they want recognition for what they've done. So, this could also be you. This could be something that maybe you're going to realize that you do, that you didn't realize you did. So I'm not saying that you're not noble, or even that the people who raised you aren't noble in certain ways. However, there is a tendency, once, you rescue people, you save them, you help them, you want them to continue to rely on you, or you want them to, worship you, or, give you so many compliments, or do something for you back. So I think it's, with the integration card being here, I think it's during this Uranus retrograde, you are going to be integrating your leadership qualities. You've also got the Lion here, okay? So another message that's coming through is that maybe you help people so much, the balance goes, it's out of balance the other way around, where you overgive and then people don't give you enough in return. So you're going to need to focus on integrating a healthy leadership quality in yourself, because you are a leader. You are meant to help animals specifically. Let's talk about this card. It says serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them. So not only are you going to be leading people, but I think you're also going to be helping to lead people to treat animals better, and you could potentially even have a life calling with helping animals. Now, you might not want to be a vet or anything, like a veterinarian, but you may want to help with the charities that look out for animals, or you may want to become vegan or vegetarian. I think all of these things, or one or a couple of these things, are going to come up for you during this Uranus retrograde, and I have a feeling it's going to be unexpected because it's Uranus. So it's about you integrating a healthy leadership quality in yourself that's balanced, where you're not overgiving and you're not giving and expecting something in return, with the rescuer here. Also, with these two cards, it's a lot of yellow, which is solar plexus chakra, which is willpower. So I think that some solar plexus chakra work, stones, healings, meditations would be really beneficial for you. Maybe even just research the solar plexus chakra just to get a better idea of like what you're working on and healing during this retrograde. Okay? 2. Fire and water dragon. King. Light attribute of the king. Change. Big changes in your life. I mean, it's like Uranus is already changed and you've got the change card. We'll go through them. Little wolf girl, it's all right to be alone. Okay, so let's start here. This feels like the beginning of Uranus retrograde for you, but things are going to change. Hardcore. I feel like you've been alone for a while. And you may even have people around you, but they don't make you feel fully understood, like on a soul level. So your soul has been feeling very lonely, even if you've been around people. But this card talks about how it's not only all right to be alone, but it can actually have certain benefits for you that you wouldn't have otherwise. Like you can learn so much, you can heal so much when you're alone, when your soul is alone. So although it's lonely and sad, like this girl in the card, it's a gift. So you're still in this energy, but I'm here not for long. So try to think about everything you've healed and everything you've learned in this time. So you can be grateful and see the gift. And then also know it's not going to be for very much longer. Which leads me to King, the light attribute of the King. This allows you to get more in touch with the leader within you. Light attribute of the King, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. You may have even been setting the example for people who have been around you, although you felt alone and lonely and probably even judged or looked down on. Although it seemed that way, you've actually been inspiring these people. People's egos don't want to admit it, though. Or maybe they do occasionally. Or maybe they will. But there's definitely this aspect of you working on yourself, your leadership abilities, in the masculine way of outward accomplishment. This is where you're going, and so you've been prepared for this. Like you're meant to be a leader out in the world. Whether you're a man or a woman. Okay, which leads me to these two cards, which are very much in line, even with the colors, which is really cool. So, I don't know what I'm doing. We've got the fire and water dragon and change. And look at the colors in the dragon. There's even some blue up here. And there's blue. And then there's fire, and there's fire, and then there's green, and there's green. So, and the messages are similar too, which is really beautiful. Fire and water dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. So this reminds me of the King card. Because, in order to get things accomplished outwardly in the world, you have to be forceful, you have to be strong, But, your ego can't run the show. It also has to be balanced, with your heart, with your soul. So, and this is talking about loving force. Like I said, you've been preparing for this position. So, it says prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected. Have fun. So try not to take this too seriously too. Try not to be overwhelmed. Be excited about it. Have fun. Because if a king is doing their work in the world, they also deserve the rewards. It's all about the balance, I'm going to read you the card of change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. I'm just going to leave it at that. That message is perfect to wrap up your reading. Wow. Very cool. Yep. Also, I just want to read a little bit because I feel like you're more in this energy right now before I move on to the next pile. So just hold on a sec. Little wolf girl. I'm also getting a message that you're healing your inner child. You've been healing your inner child. So you feel more safe within yourself. Okay. Oh, nice. I love when that happens. Here it is. The small girl who changes in the woods under the full moon into a creature wild and undomesticated remains gentle, soulful, and true to her essence. She wants you to know your solitude is your sanctuary. She wishes for you, too, to know you are changing and showing more of your true self. She wishes you to know that while these changes will be empowering, at first they may make you vulnerable, fragile, and open, as she is if you gaze deeply into her eyes. You must wear a symbol of what you are becoming at this time, as she does, and take on that which you wish to change into. This will become your talisman, and it holds great magic within it. Choose this alone. I knew there was a message in there for you. A few. For me, I wear a crystal necklace, and I'm investing in crystal rings. It could be anything, though. You could carry stones in your pocket, in your purse. If you're a guy, pockets. Just a little reminder, and also a little extra protection. Cool. Three. Uranus Retrograde. Aquamarine dragon from Neptune. Shadow attribute of the Samaritan. Fertility. And Dragonling Garden. First of all, we've got 2 dragon cards. Aquamarine dragon from Neptune and the Dragonling Garden. I see. Okay. So you have a fresh new start in life. And I have a feeling you've been working towards this and it's really finally starting to happen. So with Uranus being retrograde, it's only because, okay, first of all, this says a new world was born. Your fresh new start, okay? And this is talking about enabling access to your deepest soul wisdom. Neptune. Neptune is the planet of wisdom, but it can also be the planet of illusion. So your only illusion left, what I'm feeling, is this. The shadow attribute of the Samaritan. Exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. So you're very giving, but you expect at least like someone to say thank you. And sometimes they don't. Or, you give because you want to receive. There's a certain part of you that's expecting something in return with this generous nature. And it's important for you to acknowledge that so you can purge it. You are generous. I'm not saying you're not. But you do expect something. Like you either expect the universe to give back to you or you expect this person to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. Or to give you compliments or to give you something back in return. Or you hang out with people because you want something from them. But you think you're being such a good person because you're hanging out with them. You may think you're super great and you kind of look down on others that you're hanging out with and you feel like you're helping them. As surprising as that may be, that is looking down on someone. Whether or not you think highly of them in a certain way, if you think you're there to help them, but they're not helping you, that's looking down on someone. So, I'm not trying to be judgy or anything, but I'm trying to offer you different perspectives of how you may be exhibiting the shadow attribute of the Samaritan, because it can come out in many ways. It can come out through the people that you are choosing to be a part of your friend group. It could be the people that you donate to on the street. It could be those that you work with. It could happen in all sorts of different ways, and the word Samaritan can be sometimes taken only in a certain way. So this is a really good time not only to address that, to purge it, so you can just give to give for the love and the joy of giving, purely. I know that's part of it, but it needs to entirely be it for you to truly move forward with this fresh new start you have. You're also, like I said, with this fresh start, It's not happening yet because like it's like you're fertile ground right now. And you're purifying that last little bit of what I talked about so you can really plant the seeds. So this says the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So yeah, great way to wrap up your reading. I think you're just basically working on like the illusion of who you're telling yourself you are in terms of like why you are so giving and how great you are. I'm not saying you're not great. I'm not saying you're not giving, but there's a certain story that you're telling yourself that you need to like at least be honest with yourself about why you do the things you do. So that you can figure out what to do with them from there so you can make your ground truly fertile for the next phase of your life. Okay? 4. You are unlike anyone else. Root chakra. Okay, so you're very unique. You've been very judged for that. So you're working on feeling safe within yourself so people's judgments don't bother you. But you are unlike anybody else. Your contradictions and complexities are interesting. Sometimes people are jealous or they're scared. I mean, I truly believe it's one or the other. So I also feel like that's a really important message for you to start feeling safe within yourself. You know, don't look down on these people, but like to understand it more. You're not less than them. They're not less than you. It's just, like I said, fear or jealousy. You've got the Lover, the light attribute of the Lover, so you've got 2 very red cards here. A lot of root chakra work. But then I'm also feeling heart chakra work with the Lover and then all this green. And then you've got the crystal yellow dragon. And talks about the crown chakra. So you have a lot of changes that are going to be happening for you during Uranus retrograde. This really relates to what I was just saying, like about you're going to really come into this energy of loving yourself and making yourself feel safe, which is what the root chakra is all about. Let's just hold these together. And like I said, look at all the red. So the Lover says great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. This is more about you. This is how you're going to start feeling about yourself. Uranus is going to help you because you are so unique and beautiful and worthy of that love. I'm just going to hold these all together. Because like I was saying, it's root chakra, the red, and then with the Lover, that's clearly heart chakra, and the heart chakra is green, which is the You Are Unlike Anyone Else card. Root chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. Yeah, so passion as well. You're going to start feeling really passionate about who you are and your self-love. And then you're going to feel much more safe and comfortable to be that outwardly in the world. It's so beautiful. I have the chills. Then crown chakra. Crystal yellow dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. I'm feeling called to read out of the book. So, un momento, por favor. I should just keep the books next to me. All right, crystal yellow dragon. Crystal, oh, there it is. Crystal yellow dragons clear space around the crown chakra of animals and humans and then illuminate the chakra and set it glowing. This enables the angels and source itself to see us. Each of the 1,000 petals of our crown chakra can be extended to connect with a particular star, planet, or universal energy. However, in order for the petals to reach out, the light around them must be pure. So crystal yellow dragons work rather like fairies who blow away the lower frequencies around plants so they can grow freely. Crystal yellow dragons not only have huge open hearts, but they can also carry fifth dimensional wisdom codes for the universe and can download them into those of us who are ready. They work with Archangel Jophiel to light up and expand the crown chakras of all of us at a fifth dimensional frequency. So I'm feeling like pray and ask for Archangel Jophiel to help you with this. That's a message. Okay, let me get back to it. They then cooperate with the unicorns to connect the petals into sources of universal wisdom and knowledge. Now, you don't have to believe in this. It's okay if you don't. I do, personally. Diana Cooper is the one who made this deck. Feel free to research her. I'm feeling like I want to get a unicorn card for you now, okay? Seems like you really are special or something. And this is by Doreen Virtue. This is the Oracle of the Magical Unicorns. But Diana Cooper also has a unicorn deck, okay? Interesting fact, Doreen Virtue is Christian. Granted, she's like now saying that she's not sure how she feels about tarot cards, and she made a bunch of amazing decks, but I think it's just part of her journey right now. I think her decks are still very true and real and beautiful. Okay, let's get you a card. Let's get you a unicorn card. Unicorn card for Uranus Retrograde. There it is. One step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true. Definitely take it day by day. Let ideas come to you. Pay attention to synchronicities, repetitive numbers, animals you see a lot of, songs that feel like they're meant for you, colors you keep seeing a lot of, anything out of the ordinary, feathers, and then look up their meanings. So steps will be presented to you, and then also trust your own intuition. I'm also seeing the rainbow here, and since you're working on root chakra, heart chakra, and crown chakra, I mean, that's basically from the bottom to the top in terms of the 7 chakra system. There's a rainbow here. So basically, you're working on healing your 7 chakras so you can connect to your crown chakra more and receive more wisdom and guidance. Because the colors of the rainbow are the 7 chakras. Another reason why I love rainbows. Oh, and check this out. There's like every color of the rainbow in this. Okay. This is probably going to be the longest one. You're welcome. I'm going to read out of the book for this one too. 35. Okay. So. This. There's no one like you. This is the universe's only chance to have you in this world. Being your own self is not always easy. You have gone through a very difficult time, but you have passed the test and been reborn. You have done well to keep going, and now you can begin to see how worthwhile all the changes and sacrifices were. Although it seemed you were in an endless middle ground, where you had no outcome and only repetitive tasks, judgment, and criticism for your choices, a new time begins now. You have successfully reinvented yourself by doing what is not always easy. There will be more enjoyment and fulfillment and less to worry about, and some things that were once difficult will now be simple for you. There will be exciting new people for you to meet, and some of your old friends will come on this journey of change with you. You worried, didn't you, about whether this time of goodness and hope would come? Well, have no doubt, it's here. Wow. Okay. He's got messed up. 5. I'm going to timestamp this after. I need water. I wasn't going to do this reading because I just went on a trip and I got a bunch of stuff to do today, but I was like, I really want to do it, so. Five. Gold and silver violet flame dragon. Athlete. You can go the distance. Romantic love. Okay, for those of you who've been waiting on someone specifically, during Uranus retrograde, it's going to be asking that you go the distance, that you have the strength of the athlete, the light attribute, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So think of the athlete in terms of like longevity in love. So for some of you, you're waiting on somebody. Others of you, you're going to start something with somebody, a romantic relationship. And it's going to be slow moving. And it's not going to be moving as fast as you want it to. But if you really care about this person, you'll hang in there and you'll be patient. It's basically like patience. The athlete is applying in that way. You know, like when you're running a race, like I can see someone running a race right now. And in order to make it, you know, you have to keep in control of your breath. You have to keep like steady movement. You can't go too fast. You can't go too slow. You have to be dedicated. You have to be willing to go the distance. And that's going to specifically apply to this romantic relationship. So for some of you, like I said, someone you're waiting on, whether you know them or not, like you either know they exist and you don't know who they are yet, or you know who they are and they're not really coming around. And then for some of you, it's like you're in the beginning stages of a romantic love relationship and it's not moving as fast as you want it to. But it's like a lesson in patience and longevity and dedication, like an athlete. So gold and silver violet flame dragon transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. Like, okay, now I see what this card is talking about. Specifically, this person that you're interested in romantically has been through a lot. And their connection to you is going to transmute this old energy, this fear, this trauma that they have surrounding relationships. And just as long as you can show up with wisdom and grace, you know, to be willing to have those hard conversations with them and listen, you know, and be willing to help and be patient and understand. And then to also be graceful and patient with them. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. That's exactly what this is, but it's for the person you're interested in. During Uranus retrograde. It's like you're going to be their healer. And of course, you know, it always works in the way of you're their healer and then they're also healing you. So it's important to keep that in mind too. And developing patience and the light attribute of the athlete, that's really good for like your spiritual development and evolution as a person. That's going to apply to all areas of your life, you know, whether it's a career or, you know, friendships or family relationships or, you know, even going on a trip when you have to be patient, all these like things keep going wrong, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Oh. There's another card. Hello. You can tell I'm tired. A loyal guardian, a magical protector is there for you. Let's read out of the book for this one. Here, let me put them all back. I mean, I think this really is just talking about exactly what I said, which is really cool. Basically, like, you will be each other's healer and protector. But, let us read. Also 33, the number 33. That is one of your angel numbers. Pay attention. Look out for the threes. Look them up. Look up the numerology and the angel number. Okay, it's not that one. Okay. It's this one. You will have with you energetically at this time a very protective guardian. There may be some new people or situations in your life that make you feel threatened, uncertain, and uncomfortable. This wariness has been noted, and the shapeshifter in the form of a large, devoted, and very powerful companion will be at your side, sniffing out danger, sounding an alarm at any threat, even readying to fight for you should it come to that. If there has been bullying or behavior that has intimidated you, you have someone on your side who will not let you down and who will not let you face this alone. Now, can you kind of see how that ties into what I was saying, but about your relationship? So basically, it's like, maybe even when you two come together, you're going to have to be fighting outside forces, but you're going to be protecting each other. So I don't see this as like, you know, like an otherworldly type of guardian. I see this more as you being each other's guardians. But there is an added message now of once you come together, even if it's just energetically, you know, if it's a high vibrational relationship like this seems like it is, where you're helping each other grow and healing each other, which will inevitably heal everyone around you, it's going to attract trouble, unfortunately. Tends to happen in the energetic world. Yeah. This person isn't going to let you down. You're not going to let them down. It's worth going the distance. Cool. I'm hearing a breath of fresh air. 5. Got Golden Christed Dragon. I haven't seen this one before. Isn't that beautiful? Detective. You're going to be learning a lot about the true origins of the Bible, it feels like, and Jesus Christ. You're going to be very interested in learning more about spirituality and the real truths behind religion. Ooh, prosperity. And the butterfly ferrets. Okay, so there's that. The detective says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Exactly. And this card says Golden Christed Dragon, brings you higher love so you can embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. I think because what I'm already even seeing is within Christ's religion, or religions. Within the religions of Jesus Christ, there has been corruption, and clearly we all see it now. It's very much out there in the media. But I think that you are actually meant to find out truths so you can share them, Jesus Christ's true message, without the corruption. The message is, actually. So also, another message, do your research. Let's read. Oops. Shit, there was my water. Excuse my language. If you're a non-cussing person. Oh well, it's just water. Okay, let's read out of the book. The Butterfly Ferrets, I Am Reborn. Number 5. Okay. The butterfly is the ultimate symbol of transformation. The ferret is mistrusting and alert and repels those who would do her harm. This strange combination will see you safe at this time of vulnerability and new powers, for while you are reborn, you must have protection, and will ensure you are safe in this moment of highest danger. So yeah, I mean, it's a big mission you have. You have some type of mission with helping spread the true word of Jesus Christ, and finding out what that truth is. But keep in mind, because it's such a divine mission, you are protected. And this is a very new beginning for you in life. And I think you're going to find that there are certain psychic gifts that are going to open for you, which I truly believe we all could have access to if we just cleaned up our lifestyles and really focused on it and didn't see it as so taboo. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of Jesus Christ's gifts were psychic. And he says that, you know, God is within you too. So, Yeah. This is a rebirth for you. You're protected. You're transformed. You have a divine mission. And on top of that, you're going to be very prosperous. Don't see that as sin. It's all about what you do with it. It could be sinful, but like I said, it's how you use it. Also, try to find ways that you can share this prosperity because the world needs it. And that's exactly what Jesus would want. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. So it's not even just like money and things and, travel. And it's also love and wisdom and, beautiful nature areas and new experiences. So I think not only are you going to be prosperous materially, but I think that you're also going to expand your idea of what prosperity is, and you're going to see it on like a non-material spiritual level, and how it happens that way, like through love, like I said, and nature and wisdom. And you're going to be able to share that truth too. So I've got major chills from your pile. Uranus retrograde's pretty big for you. And very cool. And just know you're protected no matter how vulnerable you feel. And you can always seek out ways to protect yourself too, like with crystals, crystal grids, intentions. Okay, 7. Earth and water dragon. Shadow attribute of the exorcist. Okay, so it's definitely the idea of the winter season being like shadow season, like they say that, if you think of the cycles of nature, that's when everything dies out in nature, or goes into hibernation. So it's like that dark period where you have to like face what it's like in the dark, who you really are, what's really going on in your psyche. So there's going to be a lot of that for you, but it's going to create the foundation for new growth. So you're just going to have kind of like an amplified shadow season, but trust that this is really going to be good for you if you can face it bravely. Yeah, and this also kind of ties in with it. We'll start here in terms of your cards. With butterflies and gloom, it says, after sadness, happiness, and hope return. So you are going to have to face some really tough things. Trauma, fear. But like I said, although it's going to be sad, it says happiness and hope will return. And like I said, creates the foundation for new growth. You're just clearing out all the clutter. You're clearing out everything that's holding you back. You can find ways to nurture yourself during this time too, like my last winter, I did like some really intense shadow work as well. And I invested in oils and crystals, and I took a lot of baths with oils and crystals, and I laid down a lot with crystals. Quantum Quattro is highly healing. If you need any ideas, just let me know. It's like while you're doing this, it doesn't mean you can't take care of yourself. It doesn't mean you can't focus also on healing while you're purging. So, I don't want to scare you with this. And I also want to give you the added message of the fact that I did all that work, and the work is ongoing, but it was really intense for me last year. The fact that I did all that work, I'm completely different. My own family has said that. Like the people who've known me my whole life, like they've really known me. In a lot of ways. I'm not saying always, because I have to admit I am quite different from my family, like very different. But for them to say that to me, and then like even other people around me acknowledging like, you're living your best life, oh my gosh, you're doing so amazing, like people look at me with shock sometimes. It's really worth it, okay? I just want you to know that. I don't want you to be scared, I want you to be excited, because this is going to be really good for you. And you're going to be healing your solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. So you're going to be able to clear out all of the fear and trauma that has been stored within your subconscious. So you can get to know who you really are. So you can get to know who you really want to be in the world. Like the solar plexus chakra is all about like how you show up when you go places, in your career, in your hobbies, with your friends, with your family. You're going to really be working on like healing, purging, and integrating your solar plexus chakra. So I'm really feeling like also look at stones for the solar plexus chakra, crystals, oils. They even have meditations on YouTube if you just look up like solar plexus chakra healing meditations. You can get really creative about this. The Exorcist came out with the shadow attribute. Like I said, don't freak out. It's a word that, you know, obviously all the movies and stuff make it seem really scary, but it's really not that bad. Shadow attribute. Fear of facing your own demons. Basically, the message here is not like exorcism. It's like, you've just been putting this off. You've been putting off dealing with your own fear and trauma for a while, but it's time, if you choose, obviously it's a choice. If you do the work, you will be highly rewarded, like I said. You're going to have a foundation for new growth. You're going to learn exactly who you are and what you want to do. And you're going to be able to actually do it, you know? I have a feeling that maybe you've been kind of like in your cave for a while. You know what I mean? Like, metaphorically. But you have like a really important thing to do in the world. So, like I said, up to you, but it's not only going to benefit you, but I have a feeling it's going to benefit a lot of others. Not just people, I feel like the whole world. We will end with the Earth and Water Dragon. Creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. This is what's waiting for you. Anytime you doubt it, just like I've said in the last video for Jupiter, because Jupiter is also going forward as Uranus is going retrograde. You can screenshot this. Anytime you doubt it or you want to quit, I know I had a lot of moments, and even to this day occasionally, where I'm like, I just want it to stop. Like, is it ever gonna stop? Like, you know, like everyone is gonna have those moments. Like, just remind yourself. Sometimes you just have to relax. Sometimes it's just a matter of laying down. Oftentimes, if not all the time for me, it's just I'm just tired. That's all. But sometimes you have to remind yourself of where you're going and why you're doing this, because it can be overwhelming. Can be daunting, can be terrifying. I'll be straight out. Like, I get terrified too. But look, a fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. This is waiting for you if you do the work. So let Uranus help you. Let 2020 be your year. Okay? Eight. Oh, I'm not wearing my rings. I got the coolest new rings, too. Where'd they go? Man. Alright, you guys will see them next time, hopefully. Okay. Lilac Fire Dragon. Father Light Attribute. Oh, you're going to have a very peaceful Uranus retrograde. Merkaba. I don't read these ones in reversals because it doesn't, I never see it that way, but the Golden Phoenix. I highly recommend, if you haven't, to go listen to at least my last few videos, because, like, I'm talking like the last 5, because you have at least one pile in all of those. The Golden Phoenix. You're going to be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And this coincides with Jupiter going forward. So, oh my gosh, the unicorn's just like, okay, we need to get you a unicorn card. You're like, hello. What's the unicorn card? There it is. I love when that happens. Isn't that cool? True. Yeah, so you're rising from the ashes, true. They just really, the unicorns were like, we want to get in on this. I'm not even kidding. Life is magical, y'all. We've just been conditioned not to believe it. I think there's one more. I'm also seeing the wings with you taking flight. Also, the phoenix is a bird that takes flight. So you've been through a lot. Like, you had to die to a lot of stuff in your life. Your ego had to die to a lot of stuff in life. People, places, things, jobs, locations. A lot. You've been through a lot, my friend. But you're getting the peace that you've been seeking. I have a feeling your whole life. I got so many chills for yours. I think that's because this is mine too. I'm starting to see it. Okay. Oh, hello. Relax. Everything's okay. Okay, so it's funny. It really is mine too. Hello, friend. You and I are on the same journey. Ah! That's a synchronicity. My phone never goes off. I guess I left the sound on. Anyway, relax. Everything's okay. You're actually at a really good place. And I know you've been through a lot, okay? But the worst is over. I can assure you of that. And that was all serving your highest good. You did have to learn some lessons. You did have to wrap up some karma. But you're also at the end of that. You are re-emerging. So, the reason why... Thank you, unicorns. Beautiful. The deck literally moved and touched me, needed to be in this reading. There's a unicorn for one of the other piles too. Don't worry so much. You're still worrying because you've been through so much. You're like, what's next? Oh my God, something terrible gonna happen? No, it's not. And I have to remind myself of this too. And I'm like smiling hardcore. And I'm also on the verge of tears because it's so beautiful. Like I said, the worst is over. Everything's okay. It's all gonna be fine. Like I said, not only was this highly beneficial and did you evolve like crazy, but you are now rising like the phoenix. So it is possible that something you thought was over is going to restart because you're now ready for it. But I think it's more about your dreams. Like you gave up on some dreams. You didn't think you could do it. You didn't think it was possible. But now you're going to see that it is. And it was always meant to be. There it is. Wow. Yeah. You're taking flight. And you're strong. You're stronger. Person I was, I'm gonna say like a year ago, but more so a year and a half ago, was 10 worlds of difference than who I am now. So I get what you've been through, but also think about that. I'm sure you can pinpoint like a timeline. You could even maybe go through your photos. Sometimes I go back on my Instagram just to see how different I looked, what I was doing. And I'm like, wow. You know, it's good to be proud of yourself. Also, it'll knock you out of that, like, obsessive, anxious thinking. And that will eventually go away. I can tell that because there's so much peace here, which we will get to. So with Merkaba, the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. So basically, now that you're clear and fresh and rising from the ashes and not dealing with trauma and fear and basically like evil, dark circumstances, you're able to access your higher wisdom. Your Akashic inheritance, your Merkaba, it's kind of like your library in the sky. It's like the wisdom that you've inherited over lifetimes and that's been passed down through your DNA. Because I know some souls, this is said to be their first life here. And I'm feeling like maybe some of you are this pile. So it could be like wisdom passed down through your DNA. It's possible that your ancestors have lived multiple lives or were just really wise in their lifetime and you have access to their wisdom. So now you can actually access it because you have a free space for it. A free, peaceful space. Like I can so feel it. A lot of your healing is surrounding male patriarchy, as well as your own father, as well as father figures in your life, as well as male authority figures in your life, as well as the government, as well as institutions, corporations, a lot of it, you know? But you healed it, you faced it. So now, this talent for creating and supporting life, this positive guiding light within a tribal unit, the essence of this, it's within you. And you have access to it, and it's healed. Because you faced all of this, because you grew from it. It's like that masculine side, that protective, supportive side of you. It's protecting and supporting you. You did it. This is no little job, my friend. Congratulations to you and to me. There's no shame in being proud of yourself. Lilac Fire Dragon, this is the piece. This is the piece. The colors, it's like that soft purple. Lilac Fire Dragon transmutes through the power of divine love. Wow. This is you were able, through all of these trials and tribulations, you were able to hang on to that divine love, that sweet softness that got you through that rough hardness. Because there's power in that sweet softness. This is like a very feminine energy here. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. You became very enlightened from this. You know, you learned a lot. Now you really are able to love yourself more. Like you weren't quite able to do it before. Which is why, you know, your dreams kind of went on the back burner. You kind of lost faith. But now the faith is back. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. You've got a purity about you, my friend. I am so excited for you, for what's next. Feel free to leave me comments or send me messages. I'm actually not sure if you can message on YouTube, so. That's Uranus Retrograde, y'all. Have a good day.